All right, guys, welcome to Kitchen Daddy. This week, we're making fantastic fish cakes. We're gonna take some lovely leftover salmon and mashed potato, mix that all together with some peas and chives before covering them with panko breadcrumbs and cooking them nice and quick for the perfect family midweek meal. So come on, guys, let's get into it. Right, to kick things off, let's grab a handful of chives and finely chop them up. Let's get them into a large bowl, and I'm also going to add some leftover peas as well. Now, when it comes to the mashed potato, this is the only time it's acceptable to have lumpy mashed potatoes. So I've actually just cooked off the potatoes, coarsely mashed them up, and I haven't even put in any seasoning, any butter or cream at this point. So what you can see, they're quite lumpy. And I want that because, you know, I want a little bit of texture running through the fish cake. I don't want this to be completely smooth. But what we will do, right, as we add this into the bowl, I'm just going to squeeze that through my fingers so we get that kind of nice smooth consistency so everything can mix together and hold together. But we're also going to have a few lumps which are going to add some nice texture to the fish cake. Okay, that looks good. Now we do have to be very generous with this seasoning. So I'm going to add a good pinch of salt and a really good pinch of pepper. And guys, I kind of learned this the hard way. You almost have to over season. That way it comes out really, really well. If you just kind of season as you would imagine, they generally kind of taste a little bit bland. So anyway, let's give that a really good mix together. And let's grab the salmon. Now this was a big piece of salmon that I cooked off, and I actually cooked it with some fennel seeds and lavender. And tell you what, guys, that was sensational. So it's a really, really good flavor combo. We might do it again. Get in the comments. Let me know if you want to see that one. Can't think that you might like next week's video, which I'm thinking about as barbecue oxtail and grits. So anyway, you decide. Lavender salmon or barbecue oxtail and grits? Yeah, you know it. Perfect. Anyway, as you can see, right, it's got a lovely little bit of wobble and jelly there. So I cooked in lots of olive oil, but what you've got there is all the kind of gelatinous quality coming out of the salmon. And guys, that is packed full of flavor. That is absolutely packed full of flavor. So we do not want to lose that at all. Anyway, let's add in some big flakes into the bowl. Now we're going to mix that all together. You know, those flakes are going to break down, but if we do it nice and gently, we're still going to get some nice big pieces of fish, and it's not just going to be a whole load of mushed up salmon. Okay, that looks great. So let's grab a handful of the mixture. We're going to mix it around in our hands, give it a little pat together until it forms like almost like a burger patty. And guys, sometimes I like to put it on the board. That way we can shape it up and I can get two flat surfaces, which makes it a little bit better when we're frying in the pan. Right, they look great. So it's time to add our panko breadcrumbs. And guys, this is dead easy. So let's grab a knife and we're just going to quickly run that under. There we go. That comes off really nice and easily now. So let's get that into the flour. And guys, you can be really generous with the flour here because they're quite wet. Some people, they like to add flour into the mixture. I don't like to do that. I just prefer to add a bit more flour here if it needs helping, you know, sticking together. So let's just reform the patty. Now we need to get that into the egg mixture. And all that is 2 beaten eggs. Make sure that's completely covered in egg, otherwise the breadcrumbs won't stick. Now let's get those into our panko breadcrumbs. We want to sprinkle them all over. And now guys, this is a nice to do. It's not essential, but it does make for a better fish cake. If you can get them onto a plate, chuck them in the fridge a couple of hours, ideally overnight, you know, that's going to be the best. But that way they're going to firm up and they're just going to be much easier to fry once they've had chance to kind of firm up from being in the fridge. Now to cook these, you've got a couple of options. One, you can throw them in the oven about 375 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's what, like 180, 185, roughly around there. Cook them for about 10 to 15 minutes until the breadcrumbs are lovely golden and brown. and they're just completely warmed through. But what I like to do is cook them in a mixture of olive oil and butter. So come on, we're gonna do that. So let's get a small frying pan on a nice kind of medium heat. Now I'm gonna add a big knob of butter. Let's get the fish cake in. And then I'm just gonna pour over a little bit of olive oil as well. Now guys, the reason I do that is because you get the lovely kind of fruitiness from the olive oil and then the nuttiness from the butter, but put them together and it allows the butter to kind of foam up the sides, and it does give the breadcrumbs a really lovely flavor, but also a lovely golden color as well. Now we're going to flip that over, and in fact we're going to flip that over about 3 or 4 times until they're completely warmed through and they've got a lovely golden brown crust. So that should take probably about 5 minutes. Okay, they look great, so let's drain them on some kitchen paper and let's plate up. Here we go, guys. Look at these. Oh, absolutely beautiful. Oh, man, it smells absolutely wonderful. And look at that. I mean, you just look at the beautiful layers. We've got loads of salmon in there. Oh, God, let's have a little, enough talking. Let's have a taste. Oh. Mm. Mm. Honestly, guys, I think chives, they're almost like a forgotten herb, aren't they? Like you forget, when you have chives, you forget how good they are. I know what you're thinking, small things, small things. But honestly, that, and absolutely, make sure you don't skimp on the salt and pepper, because these are seasoned absolutely perfectly. Got a nice little bit of heat coming through from the, sorry, I'm watching my son steal a bag of crisps from that, I can't believe it. He is so busted. That's outrageous. Anyway, I'm gonna go and tell my little boy off for nicking all the crisps, cheeky bugger, right? And then I'm gonna seriously enjoy all of this. Get in the comments, give us a thumbs up, speak to you next week. Right. You come here. Whoa, hang on, mate. If you enjoyed this video, I've got 3 options for you. Check out the Kitchen Daddy website over here, subscribe to our YouTube channel right here, and then check out another Kitchen Daddy video right by here. But why not be a legend and do all 3?